BTTS occurring in 70% of games. They dominate corners. These performances have been very, very poor. I think this is a comfortable Forest 2-0 win, to be honest. Chelsea have won 5 of the last 6, including a victory against champions Liverpool. Being played today, a home goal over evens in Romania. That'll be a good one to keep track of. I think Graham Potter will experiment towards the end of the season, try different things, try and get a tune out of his players, because it has not been a good start for Graham Potter. Game week 36 in the Premier League. Let's get into it. This is a preview and predictions video. My name is Joe. I am the host and the founder of OddAlerts.com, and this is where the probability model comes from here. It is a visual representation, and we are going to take a look at this now before we jump into the games in a bit more detail. So this is an overview of the model and what it is thinking. Now, bear in mind, there's been Europa League games last night as I record this on Friday morning. Well done to Manchester United and, of course, Tottenham. I'm sure they've been having a few shickers, a few bevies on the way back, especially Tottenham on the way back from Norway. Man United, maybe even a few more bevies, because they were at home at Old Trafford, and they are at home again this weekend, and they are the highest rated team for a home victory on the probability model for game week 36. They are hosting Manchester United. With this dashboard, I made it abbreviate the names, so that's why you see City, United, and for the closest game, you see Wanderers against Albion. It's like playing Pro Evo 4, isn't it? This is Wolves against Brighton. This is the tightest game to call for the probability model, and it kind of makes sense with the form of the two teams. Wolves in superb form, winning 5 of the last 6 games. Brighton have won 1 of the last 6 games. So yeah, very, very different form. I wouldn't bet against Wolves winning that game. I certainly wouldn't bet on Brighton at this stage of the season. I think they're just going to wind down, continue to concede goals, but we will see. Most likely away win. Manchester United, by the way, are playing West Ham. West Ham, who also have been in pretty poor form. I think Graham Potter will experiment towards the end of the season, try different things, try and get a tune out of his players, because it has not been a good start for Graham Potter at West Ham United. And by the way, don't forget to comment your predictions for this weekend. What are you on for game week 36? Who is your FPL captain? I don't mind FPL comments as well. We can have a think about that as we go through some of the fixtures in a moment. City, most likely away win. Are you Marmoush or are you Haaland? Haaland's been on the bench for the last couple of games. Many people on X and other social networks umming and ahhing whether to have Haaland back in the team, because they are playing Southampton. If he's fit and he starts, he's likely to score. So get your comments in. Any comment is automatically entered into a draw to win OddAlerts Pro. And with that said, well done to this user. You were the winner from the previous video. And speaking of winners from the previous video, well done if you were on this as well. Great victory there in the Champions League, and a Hakimi foul from a double-double as well. The 4.6, I think the odds were for the Hakimi one. Hakimi no foul. What a performance from him. Can't fault it really when everything else comes in apart from that. So let's get back to the probability model. The highest rated game for over 2.5 goals is Tottenham hosting Crystal Palace. They'll be glad that they are not away from home, Tottenham, after playing in Norway on Thursday night. Palace will score in this game, I feel, just because of what Tottenham did last night and the energy that must have taken. Not great conditions. It was raining, wasn't it? And obviously Baltic as well. And they've been on the beers straight away after last night. They've still got injuries as well, so it's not as if they can fully rotate, which means they may play some kids. Mikey Moore might get a start in this game, for example. Son still missing as well. So yeah, I think Palace have got a good chance there, but you've got to remember with Palace from now until the end of the season, their players will have one eye on the FA Cup final, so just keep that in mind. And in terms of goals, we can see the highest rated games here, as we saw. Tottenham against Palace, over 1.5 goals, 85.2% rating. And right at the bottom of this list, as you might expect, it is Nottingham Forest hosting Leicester City. Leicester City not been scoring many goals. I think this is a comfortable Forest 2-0 win, to be honest. Forest need a victory, as we'll see in a minute when we jump to the form guide page. Fulham-Everton. Fulham have dropped off a little bit as well. Everton, they're not prolific. They never have been prolific, even under Dyche and now Moyes. But yeah, Southampton City, Palace against Spurs, and Ipswich, Brentford as well. Goals expected in those games. Now, let's jump to the Football Form Guide page. So we're using the Form Guide tool in this video. You can get a link to this in the description. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. It's very, very useful. You see that we are looking at the Premier League here. You can toggle for all top European leagues, which is quite interesting. I'll just show you how that works. So it will now load all of the major leagues in Europe. And if you're looking to put a sort of weekend-long ACCA that contains, multiple leagues, that's pretty good. Como under Fabregas, 5 wins out of the last 6. Let's jump back to the Premier League because that is the focus for this video. And we're going to keep it to the last 6 games because we want to see who's coming into the end of the season in form. Game week 30, 29 onwards. Chelsea have won 5 of the last 6, including a victory against champions Liverpool. They are away at Newcastle, though. That's a big game, isn't it? Because they are both chasing European football. Wolves, as we mentioned, 5 wins as well out of the last 6. Fantastic stuff. Man City back in form. They could finish above Arsenal. They really could finish above Arsenal. If results go their way, they've got to play Arsenal as well. And Arsenal, speaking of them, they're out of the Champions League. And now they travel to Anfield. Not good. They've won 2 out of the last 6 games, Arsenal. They are ending the season in a similar way to the last couple of seasons, to be honest. Have they bottled it? Have they bottled the season? Have they bottled the Champions League? I think PSG were just too good for them, but certainly in the league, I think they'll look back at some results and think we should have really pushed Liverpool a little bit better. Of course, they've got injuries and they've had injuries, but so has everyone else. Now let's scroll down to see the out-of-form teams. No wins in the last 6 games for Southampton, for West Ham. Only 1 for Everton. Palace just 1. They're away at Tottenham, remember. Leicester City just 1. And Nottingham Forest have dropped from 3rd to, are they 5th now? And they could drop out of that as well. So real shame. But this is a game they must win against Leicester City. And as we'll see in a minute when we jump to Bet365, a game that the bookies are expecting them to win. So from games 1, what should we take a look at next? Let's look at goals for Newcastle. They're actually top in the European rankings as well. 17 goals in the last 6 games. No team has scored more. They're playing Chelsea, who, as we can see, rank 3rd. Manchester United, 16 goals. They're playing West Ham, who we just saw are not in any kind of form under Graham Potter. What about at the bottom of this list? Everton, not scoring many goals. Leicester, Southampton, Forest, Bournemouth, surprisingly, although there is a bit of a gap there between Forest and Bournemouth. What you can also do on this tool is look at over 2.5 goals. Ipswich, 6 out of 6. Brighton, not winning games, but they are still scoring goals and conceding goals. I think Wolves, yeah, I'm looking at Wolves for that game. I'm feeling Wolves. Let me know what you think in the comments, of course. Any comment automatically entered into a draw to win OddAlerts Pro. Going to BTTS now, West Ham, 5 out of the last 6. Brighton, 5 out of the last 6. Ipswich, who are playing Brentford. I think that's a good game for BTTS. Brentford scoring for fun at the moment, of course. 4-3 was it against Manchester United. Bournemouth, who do need a bit of a result against Aston Villa. Southampton, interestingly, 4 of their last 6 games have ended with BTTS. So they're still not winning games, but they are at least scoring. Will they score against Manchester City? I don't think they will. On to shots on target, and shots on target 4, it is Chelsea, and they are away at Newcastle. Big game for them, but 42 shots on target across the last 6 games. They've been taking a lot of shots. They were top, actually, across Europe a couple of weeks ago. They have fallen down in the rankings slightly, maybe because of that game against Liverpool. And we can look at fouls committed. Manchester United committing a lot of fouls, and West Ham as well. Maybe cards could be a play there. Let's now jump to Bet365 and put together some predictions. So I'm just taking a quick look at Brentford's away form. It's improved massively. First half of the season, they couldn't get a win up until after Boxing Day. And then since then, just 1 defeat, which was away at Newcastle. And they've scored in every game since then. And what I did like to see was this. The previous game, Brentford won in the dying seconds. I think it was in Burma, wasn't it? Right at the end, 4-3. They've just had a 4-3 game as well against Manchester United. They were unbeaten in 5 games. They've only lost to Villa and Newcastle in recent times, and Tottenham and Liverpool and Arsenal. They're a very good team, Brentford, aren't they? And I think they are definitely going to score in this game, but I think Ipswich will have a response. they won't want to go down. I mean, they're down already, but they've shown recently that they can score at home. Failed to score against Arsenal, but scored in the previous 4 games before that. So they've had a tough run, to be honest. Arsenal, Wolves, Forest, Spurs in the last few home games. So let's take a look. And what I'm looking at here is both teams to score and over 2 goals. And what I was going to put in as well is a goal for Brentford in the second half. They have actually had quite a few in recent weeks in terms of second half goals. BTTS has landed in 60% in the second half in the last 6 games, I think it was. So, yeah, this is what I'm looking at here. Wolves or draw at home to Brighton, who are in no kind of form, and Ipswich against Brentford. So, over 2.5 goals at BTTS and a second half goal for Brentford. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments. 3.15. These are all taking place on Saturday at 3 p.m. Now, I will be putting more selections, more thoughts, more data into Discord. You can follow and join Discord in the description, or you can go to oddalerts.com/Discord. If you're a Pro user, it's already included in Pro. You can just join. You can join Pro this weekend. You can use the code TRENDS if you want a 15% discount. And once you join the Discord, you're in there forever. It's absolutely fine. You can just stay in there. You don't have to be continuously Pro to stay in the Discord. It's a one-time thing. So this is my first selection. Now let's take a look at something for Sunday's games. So this is the Europa League hangover selection for Sunday, you could call it. I wanted to include the Tottenham game, but the odds were terrible. I was looking at a goal for West Ham and a goal for Crystal Palace. The odds for a Crystal Palace goal, as you can see here, 1.18. Of course, Tottenham are going to concede after playing in the Europa League and being on the booze all night on Thursday. A second half goal is also what I was looking at here. So I'll just show you this one, 3.9 and Forest to score more than once, West Ham to score at any time, both teams to receive a card, both committing a lot of fouls recently, and Man United to get more than 1 card, as they have quite often this season. And there could be a few tired legs, of course, in that team, and West Ham with something to prove, a lot to prove. I think Graham Potter's under a bit of pressure. I know that he will get next season and he will get the pre-season, but these performances have been very, very poor from West Ham. So with every game that is left this season, there is a performance needed for him and for the fans and for the players who are playing for their futures as well. So that is the second selection, 3.9. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments. Of course, what are you on this weekend in game week 36 of the Premier League? Get it in the comments for your chance to win OddAlerts Pro. And one feature of OddAlerts Pro I'm going to show you in the next section. It is 1, the bet slip generator, and 2, OddAlerts AI. And we're going to use OddAlerts AI on a Premier League game right now. So Tottenham against Crystal Palace. Let's go to the predictions tab, and we are on the AI section here. You can also simulate the fixture, which uses the probability model to generate an outcome. We can do that after we've got our AI analysis. It's going to go away. It's going to use all of the data. It mixes more recent data with historic data. 2 teams in contrasting recent form. Tottenham sits 16th, Palace 12th, so it gives you a bit of a synopsis on the game. Key team, that's right, isn't it? Why did I think that was wrong? Key team insights. Tottenham have scored 15 goals and conceded 16 in their last 10 games. BTTS occurring in 70% of games. They dominate corners, averaging 9.4 per game, so you can get a really good overview using OddAlerts AI. Potential outcomes and betting insights. This is based on the probability model. Tottenham has a 52.62% chance of winning, and that is a positive value bet because the odds are 2.76. So Tottenham to win this game after the Europa League, of course, is offering positive value, but of course it comes with a bit of context, doesn't it? And over 1.5 goals is also positive value. BTTS is negative value, very probable, given the model's rating of 62.95%. And now we have some recommended bets and predictions from the model itself. Tottenham to win at 2.76 odds. It is a positive value bet. Over 1.5 goals is a value bet. But of course, super low odds, I would not recommend that unless you're setting an alert, which you definitely should. We can do that. I'll show you how you can do that in a moment. And a correct score prediction here as well. So considering Palace's weaker away form and BTTS likelihood, now Palace, about a month or so ago, their away form was amazing, but they have dipped a little bit given that they've had one eye on the FA Cup semi-finals and now the final. So an alert is suggested here, and what we're going to do is go to the odds, and then we can go to goals, and we can scroll down and see over under match goals. 1.5 is 1.17 right now. Let me know if this hits 1.6. And I'll go in and investigate, and that alert is set. So if this gets to this value, 1.6, I will get an alert and I'll go in and investigate that. I'll probably be watching the game anyway, to be fair. So that was OddAlerts AI. Now what we're going to do is go to the bet slip generator and generate a bet slip for this weekend. So here we are, the bet slip generator. OddAlerts AI is a pro feature, as is this, and you can test pro this weekend. Use the code TRENDS when you're checking out to get 15% discount. And this is a very powerful tool, this one. It leverages the probability model, which we've seen already in a few places, and we can toggle the markets that we want. So right now I'm looking at goals, home goals, away goals, BTTS. Let's turn BTTS off because we just want goals here. Over 1.5 goals. Let's add over 2.5 goals in there as well. And you can adjust the probability. So we're going to go 65% probability or higher. We're going to allow all competitions, and let's say next 72 hours we're looking at a double that gets odds of 2.5, and we hit get, and then we get some games straight away. So 2.2 here. We've got a home goal in Peru, 1.57 odds, and we have over 1.5 goals in the Republic of Ireland. This is tonight on Friday as I record this, 7:45. We can scroll down, it'll give you 10 bet slips per time, and you can see that it's getting games from all over the world. Japanese J-League here, an away goal for Urawa Reds is 1.36, coupled with a Polish third division game. And remember, this is all based on high probability, 68% here, 1.65. What you can also do is select value bets mode on the settings. We don't have it selected here, but we are filtering by probability, sorting by probability. So these that we see at the top are positive value bets, and we can hit run again. And you can see we get a different set of bet slips, different set of games. We've got Benfica's second team here, over 1.5 goals and a home goal in Romania. This one also being played today, a home goal over evens in Romania. That'll be a good one to keep track of. So as you can see, this is a very powerful tool. You can also access this directly from the Telegram bot. So once you've set up your settings here, you can generate and get a slip sent directly to your phone at any time, just by clicking a single button on Telegram. Very, very useful stuff. So that has been the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed those two selections and predictions that we put together. Game week 36 is here. What's going to happen? Let us all know in the comments. Get your predictions in, and you'll of course be entered into a draw to win OddAlerts Pro, a very, very powerful tool. We've hardly touch the surface of what it can do in this video because they have to be short and fun and, you know, consumable by you on YouTube. I hope you've enjoyed it. See you in the next one.